Good morning.
Hey, Seattle.
As always, it's your girls, Jasmine and Shantae.
Welcome to another Thursday morning and another episode of The Way with Jazz and Tay.
We'll be bringing you lots of laughs and class to get you ready for the day and the weekend ahead.
Will it be the way or not the way? Find out and join the conversation.
Hey!
What's up? What's up?
Happy Thursday. Welcome to another episode of The Way with Jazz and Tay. It's your girl, Jazz and
Shantae.
And we are here and happy, and y'all cannot tell, but we have removed a bunch of items from our podcast room, and
Yes,
we
it's a
love
lot spacious.
it. Is so much more spacious. Hopefully y'all can hear us better. We don't know. We'll see. But we're very happy to be here. It's our first Thursday in the month of March, aka Women's History Month. And thank you.
Yes, I'm supposed to be number one on everybody's list.
Abso-freaking-lutely.
Right? We wouldn't all be here because
Exactly.
I
So,
mean, stop that.
all month long, we're going to be celebrating women and important women in our lives and historical, past, present, future. Hey, we're doing it.
Yes.
It's a woman's world. Hey.
Ooh.
Shantae, what are the listeners in for today?
As always, you can expect a weekly recap, and then we're gonna play. Are we playing Heads Up today?
We are
playing a game of Heads Up because you guys know that's our favorite icebreaker. It's also our favorite game.
Yes.
Sponsor us.
Right.
Sponsor
us. Heads up.
Then we're gonna get into our review of the week. We watched another episode of The Bachelor, Bachelor, and I gotta tell you guys, I wasn't happy with this week, but that's okay. Every week can't be your week.
It was like a Flavor of Love reunion.
It really was. It really was. And then we're gonna also talk about the United States versus Billie Holiday because we watched that movie to wrap up our Black History Month watch list, and we've got a lot to talk about. But also, she is an amazing woman who did some amazing things and some not so amazing things, and we want to talk about it here today. And then we're gonna get into our hot topic. We actually are going to kind of continue our review of the week by reviewing the soft reopen of Oddfellows, which actually opens today.
Yes,
for real,
officially.
And we're going to talk about the meal that we had and a little bit more about the owner, and then some things that we plan to do for Women's History Month to wrap it up.
Yes.
But before we get into all of that, Jazz, what'd you do this week?
This week, considering the fact that we've talked about what has there been going on, what's there to do, what's there to update, I actually had a relatively busy weekend. I took my braids out. That was a process. And then on Sunday,
wait, you can't just leave it at that. Like, what? How long did it take?
Oh, well,
for some that don't have hair like me.
Bless. Good point. So, to be honest, it probably would have taken me much longer if I didn't have 6 hands on my head.
Okay.
So I would, Shantae was taking care of the right side of my head. Latia, our other roommate, was taking care of the left side. Yep. Yeah. And it actually got done very, 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 very quickly.
Oh, that's good.
It was amazing. I was able to scratch my whole head again. It was just,
we finished it before the end of 12 Years a Slave.
And that is a long movie. So
nice reference.
But yeah, that was I think that was Sunday night.
Yeah.
And then on Sunday day, I actually had a girlfriend come over who I've not been able to see very much. And we baked some cake pops. I don't know if I've told you guys about my Valentine's Day cake pops, but I'm an Instagram junkie, and there's this page that I found on Instagram that's been doing like fancy chocolate dipped pretzels and strawberries and making these like popsicle shaped cake pops. Okay.
Yeah, you were on like this dipping venture. Like you wanted to dip everything in sight.
So literally continuing this,
I do it.
We had another girlfriend who had a birthday coming up, and I was like, well, I've got crap tons of molds and chocolate, so let's make her something for her birthday.
What are we dipping this weekend?
Exactly. So I actually made we put together a really cute like little gift basket. We put like tissue paper in it to make it all kind of themed. So that was one like a really fun project to do, and it helped pass some time on Sunday, but it was also a really good time for me to spend some time with my girlfriend. So That was an amazing time, but keep your eyes out because I'm definitely going to be making some more. And the better that I get, I'm about to start selling these bad boys.
Woo, woo.
They look so good. I have to show you, Benny. You're going to love them.
Cha-ching.
You have to bring them in.
I got you. Trust me.
Put them on camera. You. Everyone eats. Has a good.
Everyone.
Morning.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Talk with our mouth full, chocolate falling out. Absolutely.
Better way.
And then on Monday, the girlfriend whose birthday I baked the cakes for, Elise, we went out to dinner at Ascend in Bellevue. And wow, that was a beautiful restaurant. Okay. They seated us at a table that had a view of like the water and like city and stuff. So great vibes. It was dark in there. So it definitely gave you like the mood lighting. But I will say this, it's definitely expensive. So don't go if you're not trying to drop at least $100
Bellevue location, Bellevue
right.
prices
per person. Yeah. And the portions are teeny tiny.
again,
like,
Bellevue location, Bellevue prices.
Right. So
Bellevue portions.
Thank you.
right. So just full warning and everything. Like it's definitely delicious, but beware that if you're trying to not spend a lot, you're not going to be full. And if you're okay with spending a lot, you're going to be spending a lot.
It's good to treat yourself.
Exactly. And that's kind of what it felt like, like we knew this, it was going to be a little bit more pricey. Elise really had she had two things in mind that she knew she wanted, which were surrounding dry ice. So she made sure that she ordered, there was this one drink that came with like dry ice in it. She had to get that. And then there was this dessert that I had no idea what it was when it came out because it looks a lot bigger than it actually is. But the dessert is really just kind of like around the rim and it's done really pretty. It's like goat cheese with like macaroons and like fruit. And then the bowl is where all the dry ice is. So it's literally just sitting there smoking and all you can see is this big fluff of smoke all over the table and like your tiny little bites of dessert.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it was definitely like a picturesque dinner, perfect place to take pictures. But again, like I said, easily you can drop $100 per person and still probably not be full. What about for you,
I'm looking at their menu right now, so give me a minute.
No problem.
Sounds good. I'm like,
it is. It is really good. It's a steak and sushi house. So like that's what their main thing is. And they've got somebody live cutting, up the sushi and stuff for you. And then you can pick your own cuts of meat. Like they have a whole entire area that you could look at and be like, ooh, I want that. And
so you didn't go for the caviar?
No, we did not go for the caviar. The caviar is like $90.
No, actually, they have some golden ostra.
Sounds expensive.
$225.
There we go. Yeah, $225. That's like my car payment.
Caviar is just like not that good to me.
I don't think I've ever had real caviar. I've only had the kind of caviar that comes on sushi. You know, like the little fish eggs. I don't know. Is that the same thing?
I would think
caviar is caviar. It's literally just. Is it because it comes from a different fish that it costs so much more?
I've heard that caviar is like salty.
It's so salty. I've had it once. It's so gross.
What do you eat it with?
I had it on a random pairing. They were putting it on ice cream.
It does not look good.
It was not good.
Why is it black? Why is caviar black? It doesn't look good.
Yeah. Imagine white ice cream with those black little beads on it. And then you lick it and you're tasting like the little salty bubbles and like sugary. I was like, I get what they tried to do. They tried to do a salty and sweet.
Yeah.
But like the caviar, like you have to like caviar to be into that. Yeah. And I was like, it's a no for me.
It definitely sounds like an acquired taste.
And it was like a really small cone because there's caviar on it. They're like, we can't give you like a big honking
because of how expensive it is.
Yeah.
It's a swirl and a nice dab of caviar. It's like, keep it.
It wasn't the way.
No.
But we sold our table. We've been selling a lot of stuff. Sorry, I was just thinking about what else have we done this week.
And then you came out of the restaurant conversation. I'm like, you sold your table? Like you're done with eating? Oh, we're gonna sell this table. We need to make up for what we
just spent.
Right.
That's what I thought. I'm like, why would you sell a table in a restaurant?
We had to replenish our funds.
Right.
Sorry,
it was terrible. We had to pay for it, so we had to sell the table.
I totally jumped. I'm so sorry. I gave
Buddy.
On a completely unrelated note,
Yes.
we're getting ready to move. So we're selling a whole bunch of stuff and we don't have a dining room table anymore because we sold that. And so it's funny. We've got so much more space. Latia and I did these workouts in the living room yesterday. It was amazing.
Yeah.
But Shantae, for you, what have you done this week?
Yeah, so this past weekend I got a lot of different things done.
Yeah.
Got my tires changed. They've been needing to be changed for a while now. Feels good to be on new, fresh tires. That took me an exuberant amount of time. Is
It
that a
can.
good? Is that,
Adulting. Yeah. You said that right.
yeah, it took a really long time, and they like estimated an hour, and it took like
Wow.
almost 3. And I was like,
Ugh.
yo, I could have taken the bus home by now
Yep.
and showered and got my life together.
Mhm.
I also dropped off a bunch of stuff to Goodwill. I just basically cleaned out like our entire crawl space with my stuff and was like, all of it's going. That was also a fun adventure because the Goodwill next to our house, I didn't realize this, but it makes sense now that Jasmine said it. They're only open for donations on the weekend. So I went on a weekend and they were backed up like solid. So I was like, all right, let's take a trip down to Seattle outlet. They were backed up as well.
Everybody.
So that's how the day started off, was trying to find
Excuse
a
me.
Goodwill to sit in the line for.
It's only going to ramp up because people have been, I think, getting things
Spring
together.
cleaning.
Doing the
Well,
same
yeah, exactly.
thing.
Yep. So like, what can I get rid of this week? And
And
Yeah.
it's spring cleaning time. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll be making a lot more trips. Like pretty much every day I open up my closet or my drawers, anything. I'm like, that can go. And I got like a pile that I keep moving downstairs into a new box. So yeah, a lot of purging, and it feels good because I look at my room and I'm like, I have entirely too
Too
many
much.
things.
Yeah.
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 I don't even like the thought of having to like pack it up or like move it or anything. So
It's funny you
that's
saying that because like that totally puts into perspective. Just like for me, I've always had a lot of clothes and I just have a issue with like hanging on to them or just like, especially like t-shirts and things
yeah.
that you don't wear on a regular. And even just like doing laundry and organizing my drawers, I'm like, I don't have space for all of my clothes because I
Same.
have too many clothes taking up space that I don't wear.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's just like, this is stupid. And then I'm gonna just have to move all of this again just to like not wear half
Wear
of
it
the clothes,
again.
Just yeah.
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 I'm going through my drawers. That's gonna be the fun one. I'm gonna get rid of a lot.
what gets me is people that have so much stuff they have to rent things and areas to have their stuff being held for them that
Yeah.
they probably won't even use.
Yes, I've
I
had
mean, right?
I know somebody who had a couple like storage units.
Yeah.
And in their storage units, there's boxes of other like shoes and clothes and
Yeah.
things, and it's like we're going through it and they're like, oh, I haven't seen these in years. I've been looking for these. And it's just like, oh my God, you can go
You're not even
years.
down here.
Yeah, you can go years without these items. And
Right.
yeah, just get rid of them. You
Yeah.
didn't think about it for the last 5 years.
And then the last thing, I actually also got to see my grandma this weekend and my parents as well. My parents came down to help my other grandparents move to Gig Harbor, but stayed with, stayed with one grandparent while moving the other grandparent. So they stayed with my stepdad's mom, but they were moving my stepdad's dad to a new place in Gig Harbor. So I drove down to my grandma's. She got to meet Josie. Everybody loved her. She played really hard with Bentley and Franklin. She got to experience a big backyard with a fence around it.
Oh,
so
she
was just
really
like,
got to run
yeah,
She went
around.
nuts.
loving it. Yeah, she's got the zoomies, just running around, having the time of her life. But it was good to see my family and all of that. I haven't seen my grandma in a really long time. She just got fully vaccinated for COVID, so that's also
yay.
blessings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this one more time about Josie. She's the best dog. 10 out of 10.
So
So
her
amazing.
Instagram blew up then over her weekend. I got so much to post. I don't know what to do.
Well, it's funny because I was just thinking about that, Benny. I haven't posted in a while, but I've been taking a ton of photos. So she's definitely ready to update her
She's got a backlog.
her IG.
You gotta do the point of view, like her little paws out in front of the camera, like, look at this backyard. It's like
That is hilarious.
That reminds me of those Bacon Strips commercials. Do you remember that?
And
Oh,
Ugly,
yes.
like,
It would be-
running with them.
Yeah, it would be like from the dog's perspective, and he's
Yeah.
just
Nom, nom,
moving
nom, nom, nom,
around.
nom, nom, nom. Right?
I love that. I'll have to try that with her.
I think she'd like it.
But that was our weekly recap. Let's get into our icebreaker because I need to wake up.
We do. Yeah, let's do it. I think we need to start coming up with dances for all of our like music choices. You know, I just feel like we want to dance anyway, so why not just kind of like put together a piece?
I like it.
But you guys, back with another round of heads up for the ages.
For the ages.
You know, because here's the thing. You guys know we're both super competitive. Naturally, we're going to go head to head and see who ends up on top. This is a different deck. We don't really know what we're going to get. It's called Mix It Up. So yeah, it could be a little bit of anything like celebrities, movies, TV shows, like it could be anyone's game. So I'm kind of excited to see where it goes because I don't feel like it's a niche for either of us, you know?
I see. I'm
So,
nervous.
Are you ready? I know you look nervous.
My stomach just did something. Okay.
All right. You want to go? I'll go first?
Yeah, I'll guess. Or I'll get you to guess. Sorry.
Okay.
First.
Okay. Here we go, guys.
Yikes. I'm a
Slave for
I'm
you.
not gonna give up. I'm a
Survivor.
Yes. She was on Baywatch, blonde.
Pamela Anderson.
Yes.
So easy.
Underwear, fashion underwear.
Victoria's Secret.
Megan Thee Stallion has a billboard with them.
Savage Fenty.
Justin Timberlake was also
Calvin
on this.
Klein.
Yes. I said Timberlake, I meant Bieber. She's in the Star Wars. She's got the buns.
Princess Leia.
Yeah.
She's got the buns.
You search. This is where you search.
Google.
Yes.
Okay.
They have 8 tentacles.
Octopus.
Yes.
What the heck?
These things will get in your trash and they're scary.
Raccoons.
Yeah.
And they're scary.
This is one of the bodies of water.
Oh shoot! Pacific, Antarctic, Atlantic.
Yep.
Yay!
Hey!
Yay!
He's got a big belly and he likes
Santa
honey.
Claus.
He's a
The
cartoon.
Pooh Bear.
Yes.
Winnie the Pooh.
Yes.
Oh, I'll give it to you. Well done.
Go.
Yeah.
Well
Okay.
done. 7
Did
or
I
8 there, I believe. Yeah.
I got 9 actually.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
There we go.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, I got 8. We're not gonna give me Winnie the
You
Pooh.
can have Winnie the Pooh.
Okay.
I was gonna say 10.
I'm gonna
but
give it to it.
it went to
This
9.
that was fun. Now that I know what we're getting, I feel like this is gonna be a breeze.
This was like the easiest one yet.
Right.
I know, right?
Mix it up. I was like, octopus? Really? They're giving us animals?
Yes. Everything.
All right, Shantae, it's your turn. I feel like this is gonna be a breeze.
I'm nervous.
Watch it suck. Okay, Skip. Okay, you put all this stuff in it to make a smoothie and it chops it up and
A blender.
yes. Conservatorship. Hit me baby one more time.
Britney Spears.
Yes. Dinosaurs and cars.
T-Rex. Oh,
and
Jurassic Park.
yes.
Ooh.
A bird with really pretty feathers. They're at the zoo and they walk
Oh,
around.
peacock.
Yep. Chomp, 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 but I'm not a crocodile.
Alligator.
Yes. I swim and I sting you and I've got tentacles.
Stingray.
And I've got tentacles.
Jellyfish.
Yes. I was like, oh, okay. You work out,
Jump rope.
knee highs. Yes. I've got a scar on my head. There's a whole
Harry
bunch
Potter.
of books. Yes. All my life I had to fight. We gonna be all right.
I was
We gonna be all
Kendrick Lamar.
Yes.
I was about to say Whoopi Goldberg.
Bye, bye, bye. Justin Timberlake.
NSYNC.
Yes. Not Pepsi, but
Coca-Cola.
yes. Swimmer dude.
Oh, Michael Phelps.
Yes.
Oh, I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
Close. Well
That was
done.
so good.
Okay, that's a close one.
I'm
That's a
sweating.
close one.
That was fun.
I'm like swimmer dude.
That's definitely like 9 or 10 too.
You guys, I got 11.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Wow.
When
Setting the
was-
bar high.
Ooh, that was fun.
Here's the thing though. I just like there was so many ways that I was just like, let me get her there the quickest way. Alligator, chop, 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 but I'm not a crocodile.
What? That was amazing. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, alligator. Like,
And I didn't think you would get Harry Potter because I know you're not a big Harry Potter fan, but I know everyone knows
knows
this.
that.
Everyone knows the scar.
The Kendrick Lamar.
What were you gonna say?
I was thinking Whoopi Goldberg from the color purple.
Oh my God.
All my life, not Whoopi Goldberg, but Oprah. All my life,
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
had to fight. And I
Isn't
was
that where
like,
he got that from?
I
Probably.
think so, probably. That's why I was like, yeah, it's the color purple.
That's why I was like, I had to like throw in a beat. We gonna be all right. I don't know.
That was a lot of fun.
Okay, let's do another round each. Just because I want to get at least 10 on this next one.
Ooh.
No pressure, Shantae. Give me good clues.
Miguel has a song called this, also a Star Wars reference.
Adorn. Oh, Skywalker. Luke Skywalker.
Yes. These are Marvel, the group of
Avengers.
Yes.
Yes.
You use this emoji when you're talking about
Eggplant?
yeah.
Okay.
You got this and it took hours, but you felt amazing afterwards.
Oh, a massage.
Yes.
Yes.
I can show you the world.
Aladdin.
Yes.
Princess Aladdin.
Ooh.
Princess Aladdin.
They are these little like rat looking things that have like really sharp things on their back.
Hedgehogs. Oh,
that they shoot
porcupines.
out. Yes. He jumped on Oprah's couch and was
Tom Cruise.
you wear these yeehaw and like
Cowboy boots.
yeah, wow.
You wear these
This
yeehaws.
is the line that goes through the
Equator.
Yes. Wow. You eat these. They're a starch and you
Corn noodles.
shoot, it's mashed potatoes. And I was like, they're mashed though.
Yeah, that's tricky.
The words I wanted to say
Italian.
was you mash them in potatoes.
This is funny. Some of these were vague.
Darn, it was my fault.
Honestly, no, don't apologize, girl. You did good. Some of these were tricky. Like, I don't know how you would have gotten me to like eggplant without straight up being like,
Eggplant.
you have to equate it to the body part, I feel like.
Yeah. It's like, thank goodness we have that emoji reference now, because any other way, I was like, I don't know.
Right. It's a fruit. True. Is it a vegetable? Nobody really eats it. All I know is that at Italian restaurants, your veggie option for chicken parm is always going to be an
And I was
eggplant
gonna say,
parm.
sometimes it comes in a parm, but like you would have been like chicken parm, right?
Yeah, probably. Okay. This is the one, Tay. Ready? Oh, her dogs were just abducted. And
Lady Gaga.
yes.
I don't know why I laughed.
Oh, you love this movie, Leonardo DiCaprio, Old Fashioned?
Great Gatsby.
Yes. It's a very expensive place that people like to go shopping. Sweetie just named it last night on that
Gucci.
thing we
Chanel.
watched. No, it's a particular strip.
Rodeo.
Yes. Yes. Oh, Derek
Rose.
from that movie where the supermodels, Blue
Come
Steel.
on.
Oh,
Come on.
Derek Zoolander.
Yes,
Ben
yes,
Stiller.
yes, you got it. Yep. The hills are alive.
Lady Sings the Blues.
With-
The Sounds of Music.
Yep, there you go.
Ooh.
I like to dance. What am I doing? Skip it. Skip it. Oh, it's another social media. You get all of your all your recipes from
Yep.
here.
Oh, Pinterest.
Yes. Rah, I'm tearing up the city. Japanese.
King Kong.
No, not the monkey. The alien thing.
Ooh.
Godzilla.
That's it. I was like, what is that thing called?
That was a tough
Oh,
one. That was a
I
little
haven't
tougher.
thought
The
about
only thing that
Godzilla.
was coming was T-Rex, and I knew that was wrong.
I gotcha. That one was hard.
Yeah.
Tango. How would I have gotten you to tango?
I think.
I would have had to like literally dance the tango. And it takes two to tango, so I can't even do that.
Dancing with the Stars, or
You could have
something
said
like
that. It takes
yeah.
two to do this, and it's a
Oh,
form
darn
of
it.
dance. But
You're
I
right.
don't think I'd have
That's
got it.
Yeah.
Something I can't do.
Okay, well that was fun. Should we do another round, or we want to end it there?
I think that's so.
Yeah,
that's good.
I think
mean,
so too.
where are we at on time? Yeah,
Are you woken up?
girl. Yeah, after the first round, I was like, woo.
Yeah, I definitely feel like you came alive. All right, you guys. Well, we're gonna jump into a quick 2 to 3 minute break after that, we will get into our reviews of the week, which is the Bachelor and the United States versus Billie Holiday.
Hilly Holiday.
So stay tuned. You guys are listening to The Way with Jazz and Tay.
Welcome back to The Way with Jazz and Tay. Before the break, we played a really fun icebreaker. We played Heads Up, Mix It Up. And now we're going to get into our review of the week. I guess we got some notes or some takeaways from this week's Bachelor
I'm dead. You're like, ugh, I guess.
episode. Like, I just really wasn't like, I don't really care about this episode.
Yeah, the Bachelor this week was it was a tough one because we totally thought we were going in for fantasy suites. So we went in with those expectations that, you know, we were gonna get some intimacy and a little bit more deeper into who Matt is and whatnot. And instead it was just a like reunion show with all the girls who didn't make it.
Yeah.
And it was drama.
All the girls from the show except for the top 3 were there.
Yeah, even Matt came on and ugh.
Yes. So that's really it. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like the summary is what we watched, and honestly, I could have done it without it this season, because this season I feel like all the women were extremely immature and like
Yes.
kind of delusional, and I feel like everybody needs therapy and also needs to watch themselves from beginning to end on the show to realize that like some of the like people that were made villains in the house are not actual villains but good people,
Yeah.
and some of these women could learn from them.
Like there's that whole situation. Everyone knows that there was like bullying going on in the house. Okay.
There was definitely bullying going on,
and that's the thing, is it's non-negotiable. There was bullying happening.
and
Okay.
a lot of the women still even to this day question that
Whether or
bullying was
not-
too strong of a word and toxic wasn't the right word either.
And then attacking the one girl who tried to bring it to, you know, production and Matt's attention.
Yeah, they then bullied her
because she blew everything up and got girls sent home.
right.
When in actuality, she was just letting them know what was going on that they weren't necessarily able to see. They weren't able to watch that 24/7.
She didn't say any names of
She
people.
didn't. She
People
didn't.
fessed up on their own. So really it was like if production had brought this stuff up to Matt.
It was the guilt overall that was eating at them.
Exactly. They felt guilty for doing that, and now they've been seen in a bad light. So they're getting hate on the internet, of course. And it's like, well, you acted that way on national television.
Right.
That's on you.
Exactly.
And everybody watching can tell what happened.
Exactly.
So I just really don't understand where any of them are like upset with her for bringing it up. I feel like if you're still upset, you're definitely not the one for Matt, and that just goes to show that you need it to go.
Amen. You know, and there was one girl who tried to justify her actions by saying that this girl was just being too sensitive.
Was being
or that
emotional.
she's an emotional person.
Still wasn't really able to see the wrong and what she like basically was trying to equate what she's going through now to what she put her through on the show.
Because this girl she was a villain, is a villain, and has been a villain from the jump. Nobody liked her. She was pretty much just there to ruffle feathers.
Yeah.
And she's been receiving a lot of backlash and a lot of like
Hate.
online hate. And she was trying to say that she's been there.
She's
knows
been
what
called
it's-
way worse things than at HO.
and that she's living her life just fine. So why
And she
can't
thinks
you do
that the girl is
same?
being emotional.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I would be pretty upset still if the person who called me that still doesn't see the wrong
error in that
and
Yeah.
calling me that and feels still like okay, like vindicated in calling. Like you feel like you're so right here. And I'm like, I still don't resonate with that. And I have no obligations to be your friend after you called me that.
Exactly.
I can still be mad months later.
Exactly.
Because I haven't gotten a real apology either. And even if I got one from her, I would not take it.
Yeah.
I would not care. She wouldn't be somebody I'd want to be affiliated with after the show anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna keep that same energy.
Yeah, I agree. No, I totally
I am upset still, and I
It's-
will be upset for
it's
the
like-
rest of my life.
It's like that one girl who had the rumor spread about her that she was an escort.
Yeah.
And the whole time she was saying, she's like, you know, I didn't even really get a chance to be on the show. Nobody really got to get to know me.
Yeah.
This rumor is now what people relate me with. And I
Yeah.
have to, and like this is gonna stick with me, unfortunately, forever.
For the rest
because
of her life.
Yeah, because of one bad like rumor, you know?
Right.
And
That was
it's-
started out of pure insecurity.
Yeah.
A complete lie and made out because some girl was too insecure in her spot with Matt in her being able to stay. So here now we've ruined this girl's life.
Yeah. So
But there was no bullying going on.
right. No bullying.
This
Mm-mm.
girl cried after 24 hours of being on the show, and they showed that.
Yeah.
And all the girls are still like, bullying's just a strong word. I'm like, oh my God. In the tell all,
Yeah.
we're not doing this. You guys needed to have a talk with all the girls before they
Excuse me.
came on and told them, y'all need to be real because there's a lot that needs to be rectified here.
A lot.
This season was a hot mess express, and they still look crazy.
They
Like, I
do.
don't understand.
Yeah. Matt came out in this ugly beard. I hate it. We'll talk about that at some
Yeah,
other time.
he's
but
growing
Oh, you want to talk about it right now?
no,
he is growing a crazy James Harden-esque
literally
beard.
what he said. That's
Thank you for the
yes.
reference.
That's what it looks like. It's just
It does.
it's not that it's not full. It just doesn't look like it's well kept. Like
Yeah.
groom
Yeah,
your
like
beard
not-
a little better.
He
Throw
also
some
has a
oil
really
in there.
long face, so like his nose, like it really, his mouth, his jaw, like it's really long.
Yeah, he's like a horse.
Yep.
He's got a horse face.
All right. Yeah.
But yeah, so next week, you guys will probably have way more excitement behind our Bachelor review because we're gonna get fantasy suites.
Here's what.
I'm ready for the steamy and the hot
Oh yeah,
and
we
the
saw the
romance.
previews. They got Miss Young, Michelle, oiled up, and I'm like, okay,
Michelle-
you're a teacher. You got on here and did that. What?
Michelle, aka Miss Young, is Shantae's cousin. For those of you guys that
I'm
don't
claiming
know,
her as my cousin, but I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna be happier next week, and here's why.
because we know that he picks
Matt
Rachel.
picks Rachel. So if I see Miss Young go home this week, I'm gonna be upset. That's what I know.
I agree.
And if I see Bree go home this
I'm gonna
week,
be
I'm gonna
upset.
be upset because those are the two girls I'm rooting for. So basically, I already know I'm coming back with a bad
Rachel
review.
should have just excused herself. She should just said,
Honestly,
I'm going home.
I think Rachel.
Yeah, she should just say, you know what? I don't feel like I should be
So
here.
next week's show, you're gonna be a train wreck.
Yeah, I'm
Basically,
gonna be-
guys.
Oh boy.
We'll see. Maybe he sends Rachel home. Like I still have hope there, but I
Like,
think
please,
I'm
please,
just
please,
being
please,
like,
please, 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 please.
yeah, like I'm being a fool if I think that's actually gonna
Right.
happen.
Let's go ahead and pivot into our review of the United States versus Billie Holiday.
Yes.
So that is available to watch on Hulu for those of you guys that haven't already seen it. And it's already a Golden Globe winner.
Yes, it won a Golden Globe this weekend. Andra Day actually won a Golden Globe for Best Performance by an Actress in a Motion Picture, which she's the second woman to do it since Whoopi Goldberg in 1985 for The Color Purple.
For The Color Purple.
Okay,
yes.
if y'all have not seen The Color Purple, you should go watch The Color Purple today.
And if you guys have not read any other of Alice Walker's books, what are you doing? What are you
Yes.
doing?
Um,
That's a woman to be recognized in history, okay?
and this is actually like Andra Day's debut in a
Yes.
movie as
Yeah.
well. Like it's actually interesting. We were looking at like all the women that were nominated for Golden Globes this year, and there's actually only 2 women of color in the entire list. And Andra Day and Viola Davis were the only 2. And I remember looking at it and I was like, why would Andra Day be getting a Golden Globe? And then it's funny because we already knew about the Billie Holiday movie,
Yep.
but we didn't know that it was Andra Day in the Billie Holiday movie. And like, it was just like up until the movie was released, we kept like having these moments where we were
Yes.
like, why is Andra Day getting a Golden Globe?
Yes.
Ah, Billie Holiday. Or like,
yes.
she would be singing Billie Holiday, or like there'd be something out and we'd be like, why is she doing that again? Da, 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 da,
Right.
da. Oh, because she's in the Billie Holiday movie and it's nominated for. We were just like kept
We were
bringing
so
these
confused.
connections.
Yes.
And I think
it all makes so much
a
sense
lot of
now.
the confusion is maybe I didn't know what Andra Day looked like, but I
That's
think
fair.
that they did a really great job casting her because I feel like she completely sold this role.
I agree. They did a great job with casting.
Yeah. So what we'll say is a bit of a summary of what the movie is about. It's about the FBI of narcotics task force launching an undercover sting operation against the jazz singer Billie Holiday. So basically they, under the guise that they were trying to, you know, catch her with narcotics,
Drugs. Yeah.
were essentially making her life a living, you know.
HE double hockey sticks.
Yes. And so thank you, because I was like, how do we living heck? So basically, yeah, she had this song called Strange Fruit, and it was talking about lynching in very descriptive terms. Like you get the visual just by listening to the song.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be like, you know, kind of like a protest song, like the first of its kind to kind of protest lynching of Black people in like the 40s and 50s. And they didn't like that.
They literally told her to not perform the
She
song.
performed it one time and she wanted to perform it all the time. And they were just like, no, if you do that, the cops are coming. They're going to arrest you off the stage. And there were many times where in the middle of her performance, they were coming to get her. There was one scene where she was at like this big hall, and all you could see was just like a line
Of
of
police
FBI
just
agents.
waiting.
And as soon as the music started and she sang like the first chord, they were coming at
Yep.
her. And I'm like,
She
I
had to
don't
run off
know.
stage
Yeah,
and
they
run
had
to
to
her
drag her
car.
off stage. She was like, no, I'm going to sing this song. I'm going to sing this song.
Yeah.
And it's just so crazy to me to think like, one, all the things that she was battling, like inner, like that nobody knew about. And
Mhm.
then like dealing with something like this on this large of a scale, but like just the time that she was living through and who she was, it's
Mm.
just like it was scary. Like I
Yeah.
could not imagine being a singer and having the FBI gunning for me every time I got on stage.
Right, like, just trying to perform and sing and use my art and my talent and being told that I can't,
Right. And
or
that, and
living in
like
that
they're like,
fear.
and it's like not that they're just saying that you cannot, but like they're literally coming to arrest you with like a SWAT team at the hall, like not only taking your humanity away, but like they
Yeah.
were ready to do whatever they needed to do to get her off that stage. And there's a crowd full of people, the place is packed, and I'm like, you guys really wanted to do this here? It
And
was like,
they eventually did end up arresting her, and she had to serve, like, a year?
mhm.
Yeah, she did
They arrested her twice.
they end up getting her anyways.
Yeah, so they arrested her once on narcotic charges because of Jimmy Fletcher. He posed as like a writer and like
Oh,
befriended
I
her, and
remember
she
that.
basically told him about her narcotic use, and he went and ran and told that because he was actually an undercover FBI agent.
And this is a black man.
Yes, a black man, and who she ends up falling in love with,
Right,
actually,
right.
which is interesting. So he goes and runs and tells that, and they charge her on that charge. And her lawyer was like, you'll get out of it, but they were like, nope, we're gonna put her in jail. She went to jail for a full year. She got clean at that
She
time.
really did think, I remember that, because when they sentenced her, she was like, "You told me I was gonna be fine. You
Yeah.
lied to me." Like, ugh, that's just tragic. Imagine thinking that you're gonna
Be
not
cool,
have to,
like you're going
yes,
home tonight, and ended up going to jail for
for
a
a
whole year.
year.
So yeah, at that time she got clean. She came back out, and Jimmy Fletcher continued to be an undercover agent for her. I don't know, her tour, because she was touring America, I'm
Yeah.
assuming at the time. And yeah, I don't really understand why he felt okay doing what he was doing at
And
some point, obviously when they fell in love, like,
But I mean, like, at that point, she knew that that was him that told on her, right? So why was she still okay with, like, him coming around and all this? Like, I don't.
girl, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I think, well, at first they weren't doing anything nefarious around him,
Okay.
but then there was a scene where like they got him to do narcotics, and so I was like, maybe it was like, we got this blackmail on you now, like,
Oh,
we run and
yeah.
tell that, we run and tell this, like, you're sitting right here with us, not telling anybody that
Oh,
you're having a good
man.
day too,
Because you're high.
yeah. So
Wow.
and then I think that like also like he really
Stress.
fell in love with her. I think that they like really fell in love, and we're kind of just like lying to the other agents, like, no,
About it, yeah.
nothing's going
Right,
on
nothing
over here,
new.
even though
She's-
everything is going on.
She's still clean as
Yeah.
he's over there, like, shooting up with her.
Yeah. Yeah. So all of that happened, and at the end of it all, like, she ended up getting very sick and ending up in the hospital. But at the end of the movie, it said something, and I'm gonna spoil this, you'll
Go
have
ahead.
to rewatch
Yeah, go
it,
ahead.
but
Go ahead.
at the end of the movie, she does die. And they said that the FBI arrested her while she was dying on her deathbed for narcotic charges.
That's disgusting.
The one thing throughout this entire movie that really like hurt my soul for her, and her life story, is it's hard because I feel like you want to highlight her because she was a great woman, and
Yeah.
she was trying to use her voice and her
And
platform,
her
for great
platform,
things.
yeah.
But like, she's also very troubled, and it sucks to see somebody this like
Talented and
and
beautiful
great be
and
so marred with like heartbreak trauma, and just like
yeah.
bad stuff. And the one thing that came through is that she had like this way of like, I don't know, like I don't want to say like attracting the wrong men, but she attracted these men because she was successful, she was beautiful, she was outspoken, she was everything that they wanted, and she was successful. Like they wanted her money, and
Of
like you could
course.
see that in every relationship that she ended up in. That's what they were there for,
And
to
not
take
her.
advantage of her,
Mm.
to take advantage of her life situation, to take all her money from her. And it just really sucks to see that like even on her deathbed, people were still just like trying to take from her. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you guys couldn't even give this woman peace in her last hours.
Moments. Yeah.
And that's crazy to me. Like that, people at the time felt so okay with just taking advantage of someone, even dying.
Yeah.
Like, I
I mean, we know the FBI for years in this country has been
mm,
behind a lot of very unfortunate uh arrests, deaths, I would say.
what
Even
that's
let's talk about Fred Hampton.
Fred
Let's
Hampton.
talk about MLK. There's a lot of people, important people to our history, that whose lives have been impacted and lost due to the FBI. So I'm gonna just say that, and I'm not surprised or shocked by that behavior. It's just disgusting.
It's actually sad
It's
that
really
we don't feel any surprise towards it.
that right. Like I'm not
It's like, of
surprised.
course they did that.
Yeah. I mean, after watching even just the whole like Judas and the Black Messiah, how they murdered Fred Hampton, like I'm not surprised.
hmm
It's unfortunate.
One last thing I wanted to note is that Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 55%. IMDb gave it a 6.4 out of 10. And then this other critic site, Metacritic, gave it like a 55. And all I wanted to say, trash,
You wanna
trashity, trash.
Here's one thing I will say though about all of these sorts and sites, whatever. Sorry, I cannot speak today. But they, especially Rotten Tomatoes, a lot of films that are Black cast or films that are maybe centered around the Black culture and community don't get very high reviews on Rotten
Absolutely.
Tomatoes.
I feel like that's exactly why this got like
And-
failing scores,
And I
is
think
because
it's a disconnect because you don't have Black people reviewing these things. You have people who aren't in tune and who know about the culture and what's being said or shown to give it a decent
Ooh.
review.
Hey, Rotten Tomatoes,
I'm
I
just
can be a
saying.
critic if you
Yeah.
need somebody.
It's kind of like the same thing when you think about the Grammys and like,
Ugh.
the music categories that they have obviously don't work. So they try, like with Drake, like, you know what I mean? The whole thing was calling Hotline Bling a rap song. No, like, you know what I mean? It's just
Hey,
do better.
you used to call me.
Don't I would definitely say like I try not to go based off of like Rotten Tomatoes scores and whatnot anymore. I really do go based off of like what the synopsis says and then how I feel at the end of it.
the topic of it.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
So-
I only gave the Rotten Tomatoes scores because I wanted to show how
No, for sure.
Oof, I almost cussed. How crappy their thoughts about it was, because I feel like the scoring isn't about the movie at all.
Correct.
I think it's about the subject matter. I think
Mhm.
that they don't like that we highlighted Billie Holiday's story and that it didn't shine like our government or white people in
In
the
a positive
1920 to like 1930 to 50s in a positive light. Like, sorry, but that's what happened. That's like real life, real stories. Like, this stuff actually happened, and I think that we're doing a disservice in not telling these stories
Yeah.
widely. And for you to be giving it a 55% is absolutely trash, because I didn't even know any of this stuff happened. So I feel like I've walked away like knowing a little
With
bit more about
knowledge.
Billie Holiday, about our country, about
Yeah.
stuff that I had been learning about throughout like Black History Month already. So it's like, yeah, I feel far more knowledgeable,
Yeah.
and I feel like for that it deserves at least like an 80, and it got a Golden Globe, so it's 100%
Right.
on
Let's
mine.
talk about that. Okay.
110% in Shantae's book. Okay. You go, Andre, you let them know.
Yeah, so definitely check that out. It's called The United States versus Billie Holiday, and it's on Hulu.
Also, if you can find it, check out Strange Fruit, because it is a very haunting song, but it is very good.
And we're going to jump into our hot topic just after our quick 2 to 3 minute break. Stay tuned. You guys are listening to The Way with Jazz and Tay.
Hey, hey, hey. Welcome back to The Way with Jazz and Tay. Before the break, we did our reviews of the week. We reviewed the Bachelor Tell-All, and we also reviewed the United States versus Billie Holiday. Congrats on your Golden Globe, Andre. I'll keep saying it until I'm blue in the face.
Yes. Yes.
Celebrating amazing women on Women's History Month.
Already, you feel me? Let's go.
It's just easy, It's easy.
So we're gonna quickly pivot here, wrap up the show with our quick, chat about Oddfellows Cafe and Bar. They are reopening as of today. So they are
Yes.
located in Cap Hill. For those of you guys that are local to Seattle, go and check them out. They're open all day, so you can go for breakfast, brunch, lunch, dinner. Their coffee's great. And their dessert is even better, but we're gonna talk about that in a second, okay?
Woo!
So, Oddfellows Cafe and Bar did have to close their doors for about a month and a half due to COVID and just our restrictions in the state getting rolled back. It was just something that needed to happen. But they've taken that time to revamp their menu as well as their outdoor seating. And their outdoor seating area is amazing. It's covered and it's a solid structure, so it's not like those tents that a lot of us have gotten used to while dining out here in Seattle. So it's also much bigger than the original one was, so they're able to seat a lot more people outside, which I think come spring and summertime, that's going to be a huge plus.
It's going to be fire in the summer.
Huge plus. And then their dinner menu and everything has also been updated, so we were invited to go and join their soft opening to kind of get the staff, ready to roll for today, as well as give any, feedback on whatever food we might have had. And we were so happy with everything. Like, it was a great meal through and through. What did we start with, Tay?
I don't remember. Deviled eggs.
I was like, low key, me neither. That's kind of why I tossed everything? It to you. I think we started with deviled eggs and then the roasted tomato flatbread.
Yes.
The deviled eggs was delicious. You got 4 deviled eggs and you got a little bit of a side salad. Delicious. We ate it all.
Yeah.
The roasted tomato flatbread.
My favorite thing yet.
I think that was definitely like, that famous feta pasta dish that's going around all over like the internet.
The TikTok feta pasta.
It's essentially that, but on a flatbread. You got the tomatoes, the garlic, the feta, a little bit of balsamic. We ate the whole thing.
It was so good.
It was delicious.
It was just like, I don't even know how to explain it, but like that was really the only appetizer that I needed, because that was enough for the whole dinner for me.
Heaven in your mouth.
Yeah, yes. It was just like warm. Everything together was so good. The tomatoes tasted like sweet, and I was just like,
it was beautiful.
So kiss.
definitely recommend that.
Yeah.
As far as our entrees, I got the meatballs and polenta, which you can never go wrong. For those of you guys who are familiar with Oddfellows, they are known for their meatballs. Definitely was the way for me. And what did you get?
The short rib pappardelle. Did I say it right?
You did. Pappardelle. Okay.
Yes.
We were practicing at break. We'll give it to you. Well done.
So it was basically like, I would call it kind of like a beef stroganoff, but with short rib. And then the noodles are like these long noodles that kind of had like an Alfredo sauce on it. It was so good. I would describe it as being kind of rich. It was really flavorful. Like the short rib was giving a lot, and so was the noodle. And honestly, like I was eating each of them separately. It was that good. I had to stop because I got full pretty quick. With those noodles, they're pretty thick. There's a lot of them there, but I can't wait to finish it today.
Yeah, I was like, that's gonna be my lunch. I have meatballs and polenta left over. That was gonna be my lunch today.
Right. Yeah, it was so good. Definitely check it out.
The last thing we wanted to share with you guys before we sign off is that their drink menu is off the charts.
Yes.
If we have a cocktail that you guys want to try that we recommend, it's the NSFW, which stands for Not Safe for Work. But what's in it is a house-infused cucumber gin, Aperol, lime, and Peychaud's bitters. We had 2 each.
It was so good.
It was so delicious. Perfect springtime, summertime cocktail. And you can drink them without even realizing that you're getting like tipsy and you're just a
Hence
mess.
the name.
Yeah.
Right.
Not safe for work.
Exactly.
They're
Not
not.
because most people would go back to work if
Right.
you're doing a lunch. You can't do that.
No,
Exactly.
You're out
I
for
wouldn't
the day.
recommend.
You're out for the
Yeah.
Right.
I was out for the night after that. I was like,
So-
ooh.
Definitely check out Oddfellows Cafe and Bar, you guys, in Cap Hill as soon as you guys get the chance to. Today is their first day back open, but they're going to be there in days to come. Okay.
Yes.
Let's do a quick recap. My reviews of the week, I'm going to review of the week. My weekly recap, I'm definitely going to say is The Way. I was very busy. I felt like a normal person again, and I got to see those that I love. So definitely The Way.
I'm going to give mine The Way as well.
Heads up, mix it up. The Way. That was too much
Absolutely.
fun.
That one was so much fun.
The Bachelor review. I'm going to say not The Way.
Not The Way. I'm
Mm-mm.
bored. I just want to get to the end. Who wins?
Right. The United States versus Billie Holiday.
The Way.
Absolutely.
A
The
really
Way.
good movie. How they did her, not The Way.
And Oddfellows Cafe and Bar reopening. The Way. Go
Way.
check it out, you guys. Y'all will be happy and full and fed. Okay.
Yes.
Until next week, y'all. Take care. We'll see you.
Peace.
Bye.
Stay black.